Yo, what's up, Bonehog? Shujinkydink here. Welcome to a video all about top 5 worst characters in Injustice 2. This was an extremely hard list to make because I don't really know. There's like 3 that I'm pretty sure. There's a couple that I'm like, I put there, and then I'm like, yeah, what about this though? So I've enlisted a bit of help, but we're going to start with number 5 worst character in Injustice 2.
Accept your death.
Coming in at number 5 is Catwoman. And if you haven't clicked off the video by now, I'm just memeing. I got so much flack for not including her in my top 5 best that I had to kind of troll a bit. But yeah, you know, my mistake, whatever. I talked to all my Injustice peeps and they're like, what the hell are you doing? Okay, I was wrong for once, okay? She's good, whatever. Moving on to the actual number 5. Okay, actual number 5 is Raiden. And although Raiden does have some positives and negatives to him, decent trait which allows all sorts of weird shenanigans, his mid-game really kind of fails at this grand scheme of things. You know, he has the Superman to kind of get around, but super unsafe, and of course if you block it, like GG's. So, and he doesn't have great forward advancing moves, and a lot of the characters in this game seem to. So his movement, even though he's got this weird teleport that like he could enhance it and like make it super safe, it doesn't always guarantee too much. And the mix-ups that he has aren't really as great as some other characters. But this is not a top 5 I'm super confident in, so if you could comment down below what you think about this character, and I'm going to throw it over to my correspondent here to let you know their opinion on this particular pick. Yo, if you're smart, you won't read the comments, because they're all just going to call you an idiot. You know anything about Raiden? About what Raiden does, what he stands for? Let me show you. You think a character that hits for 569 damage is bottom 5? Comments do your thing. Roasted. Well, I feel that was a bit unnecessary, but anyways, I suppose let me know, and moving on to number 4. Alright, so this was suggested to me by my correspondent here. We have Darkseid, and going through the moves list, not really sure why they are bottom 5. We got all sorts of mix-ups here with overheads or lows into launchers. An amazing trait, send them forward, or this guy for an overhead for some easy damage like this, you know, overhead low. So I guess I will move it over to the correspondent here to explain why we have Darkseid in our bottom 5. You're really out of touch, aren't you? Like, do you even watch these games anymore? Do you even know what's going on? Do you even know what's happening? Listen, there was a time, a glorious time, when Darkseid, nobody blocked it. Nobody blocked it. Nobody blocked it. But now, everyone blocks it. Every time. How is a Darkseid player supposed to win if everyone blocks it? The point of a fighting game is that they never block it. How can you be so dense to not understand a simple mix-up? It's a mix-up because we do the same thing every time, and they don't block it. You know what's worse than everybody blocking it? Sitting 3 hours at the Game Awards, waiting for a game that you're really excited about to leave empty. Okay, so we're gonna have to cut the mic there, but that's it for my correspondence. I did have a bottom 3 that I wanted to talk about, and I think this is about as accurate as I can get. Outside of that, I had all sorts of characters in there. I had Cheetah, I had Supergirl for a moment, I had Green Arrow. That's one that I wasn't really sure about, but like nobody I could say in the top 5 was like, meh. Maybe they might be bottom 5 kind of thing, you know? Sorry, bottom 5. So I had a bottom 3 that I'm pretty confident in, so without any further interference, because we got the mic, let's get into that stuff. I'm not paid enough for this shit. So I tried to kind of order these, but like I'm not going to really argue if you think one's better than the other. Number 3, we have Donatello. Although having all the perks and stuff of like the mix-ups of like the turtles, kind of underwhelming. Does some decent damage, I suppose, but trait is super unique with some really cool ways to use it, kind of pulling them forward. I just think there's nothing really about Donatello that sets them above anybody else in the game. I think it's always kind of a struggle for them, although in Injustice 2, because it's quite balanced, it's a struggle is, I don't know, maybe a 4-6 matchup, the odd 7-3 matchup. Movement for Donatello is actually pretty good, you know, and you have like the shell shock and that kind of thing that you can use to your advantage if you want to, but you know, damage is mediocre, trait seems to be kind of meh at best, so that's why I have Donatello starting out my bottom 3. Moving on to the second worst character in Injustice 2. So number 2 worst character in this game is Raphael, and it's mainly because their trait is almost non-existent. You have to charge it one little piece at a time, 5 times to get to the max, which, you know, kind of nets you a little bit of a combo, that kind of a thing. I just think that's a big ask in this game. With how fast-paced this game is, to try and come up with 5 different charge traits, just to use something that gets you, what is this, 209 damage. Perhaps you get some decent damage once you end it, but like, why would you use this turtle over any of the other ones? They all do way better things, way better in Injustice 2. Leonardo, I think, is probably the best one, but you know, even Donnie I'd pick over this one. You still have the added bonuses of like, you know, like the mix-ups and stuff of the turtles, so like as a core character you can make this character work, but I think Raphael is just one of the worst characters in Injustice 2, which again isn't saying much because this game is somewhat balanced, but you're almost always putting yourself at a disadvantage as a character that has to build the trait up. Catwoman is a bit of an exception because she just kind of does it automatically with things you're going to do anyways. So I wouldn't really put them in the same category. But let me know if you agree, disagree down in the comments down below. That's what they're for. And look forward to reading the spicy comments. So, number 1, worst character in Injustice 2 is, and this is a huge fall from grace from the start of the Injustice 2 days, you know who I'm talking about, Deadshot. The character that was supposed to keep you away, that was supposed to be the zoner of the game, that nobody liked at the start of the game. NRS said, we hear you loud and clear, nobody likes this character, or at least likes to fight against this character, we're just gonna kill it. And they did. Zoning is just so slow, so inactive. Even if he hits you, you can still advance on him. He does have some positive things, as like some mix-ups and like a little bit of plus frames up close, but even things like the assassin knee, which was like, it used to be plus at some point and lead into mix-up into other mix-up. His trait's okay, but his trait really benefited the zoning, and that's not really what this character does anymore. It's more of mix-ups in your face kind of thing. So yeah, overhead, low, overhead, that kind of thing. And it's also slow. This character's just playing a different game. It's unfortunate to see NRS kind of nerf a character into the ground like this, when probably a different avenue could have been taken, where maybe all the up-close stuff is still kind of bad, but then the keep-away stuff is still kind of good. But at that point, I'm not sure that they knew that the zoning in general was going to be as good in this game. Like, you still had Starfire and Hellboy and all sorts of characters doing all sorts of crap before Deadshot even got a chance. They got a couple majors where it's like Deadshot versus Deadshot in the majors, and everyone's like, oh, okay. Grand finals, Deadshot versus Deadshot. No one wants to play this character. That's fair. But I think they reacted a little bit too fast and just kind of killed this character. So that's my opinion. Worst characters in Injustice 2. Did you enjoy this video? If you did, please leave a like because it really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't, because we make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.